Hello, welcome back to Rocardian's Lair. We've had a short break because I've had a very brief holiday, but now we're going to get back into it. We've done sort of some of the Ewoks and the rebels that are actually on Endor. Now we're going to look at the rebels that actually never made it down to Endor. So we've got Akbar and a couple of pilots, and of course Nadine, the guy that had all of his main scenes on Endor cut and he never appeared on Endor, so he just got the best role as a peg warmer, and that's what he did for the rest of his life. He kept all the pegs in all the tool shops warm forever, so they never felt long. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into looking into these characters and see what they've got to bring as figures. So here we are with our rebels, our space rebels. Let's move them all to one side and start as we mean to go on. So Nub, however it's pronounced, I don't think anybody actually knows. Unique name. And he's got the TIE Fighter gun, TIE Fighter pilot gun, Cloud Car pilot gun, but it's in black as opposed to grey, so it is slightly harder to get, so you do pay a little bit more for that. And then if we look at the figure himself, then you can see the main cast of the body, the legs and the arms are all in this red colour, and it's predominantly red. So again, your boots are painted on, so you're looking for rub and the red coming through on the toes, you're looking for red coming through on the gloves, and then you've got the nice blue waistcoat. And to be fair, you don't tend to get a lot of rub around the waistcoat. It's the hands and the feet, along with many of the other characters. And then the head is quite unique with the lightish grey colour. I think it's the lightish grey that it's moulded in. And then you've got the eyes painted in, the head painted in, and then the mouth area in a nice fleshy pink colour. And generally, it ain't too difficult to get a decent one of these. There's not that much going on with the figure, but it still sits in the Falcon pretty well with Orlando. Admiral Akbar. Again, the staff is obviously unique to him and the different variants of the staff. So they can be a little bit harder to find, and you will perhaps pay a little bit more than your common weapons. But again, just buy a complete one and be done with it, and then you're off and running. Now, because it is white, predominantly white, then you can get sort of a dirty white colour. And I've done a video to how you can whiten stuff back up again. So if you want, I'll put it in a link somewhere around the top area here, and you can click on that, or it'll be at the end of the video. So on the bottom, the shoes aren't painted. You've just got the good solid yellow line. So if you've got the good solid yellow line, you're okay. And then there'll be a little light tan on the hips for these packets here. You've then got your body. Again, it's white with the yellow and the yellow at the sides, and that's all good there. With then this sort of, again, browny tanny colour on. It is grey as well. There's a grey variant I've got, but let's not be overly nerdy. And then we're into the hands and the arms. And I think, if I remember rightly, with the arms, they're actually in this colour cast in this plastic, and then the arms are actually painted as opposed to it being white. So they've painted the white on the arms. And then finally, not a lot can go wrong with the head, and you've just got the eyes with a nice yellow and a black dot in there. So again, they can get a little bit dirty, a little bit, because of the white. Anything that you get white can look a bit off. So a bit of warm soapy water and wash it up and get the dust off it and that, and he's good to go. He's a good little figure, old Admiral Akbar. B-wing pilot again. So again, with his weapons, not unique to him. Leia poncho and the ATST driver come with the same blue gun, so they're not dirt cheap, but they're not super rare. And again, if we have a slow look round, he is literally all cast in red with the arms, the torso and the legs. Brown boots painted on, so you're checking for rub on the toes. Flesh colour hands painted on, so you're checking for rub there. And then this, I don't know whatever you call this over thing, is sort of like painted on black with some silver, and it's not overly complicated. And again, there's no real rub around there, so it looks pretty good. And then with the head, I'm not 100% sure which colour is actually cast in. I'm going to say it's either the flesh or the brown colour, and then they've painted on the silver and the black. I think it'd be the flesh colour, and then they've daubed on the eyes, would be my guess. So yeah, actually yeah, that makes sense. Flesh coloured face, that's painted on, that's painted on, that's painted on, that's painted on. And you can get rub around the top of the head, you can get rub around the back where it lies down and sits, but this one's looking pretty good for a B-wing pilot that's, well, wasn't the most played with figure. That's probably why there's no paint rub on it. And last but not least, making his grand entrance, General Madine, the man that spawned a cult following with his ever so threatening and unique white staff that every kid wanted to own. And obviously they cut his part rapidly in the film, so he then became a peg warmer. Now you've got your grey colour, which is your main casting colour for the plastic. Black boots, these black boots are lovely with minimal rub. The gloves are lovely, and you've got your blue painted in, and there is some little further painting around the insignias and stuff. And then you've got your pink head with the grey hair, beard and eyes painted in, and you can get rub on the head, on the back of the head, and you can get, you know, rub around there depending on where it's been placed in the drawer with nobody playing it. But as most of these sat on a peg for years and years and years, nobody played with them, so there was no paint rub. And that is your 4 figures. So there you have it, just 4 more of our Rebels. We're now getting to the business end. We're going to look at a couple of the Imperials next time, and then we're on to the last 17. So out of these 4, which one's the best? I never actually had Madine as a child. I had the other 3, and the B. I had the big B-wing ship that just rotated and didn't really do a lot and was really awkward to play with. So I think I'd have preferred a Y-wing. But never mind, you can't have everything in life, can you? Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what your favourite figures are, and we'll look at some more later on. Have a good day. Cheerio.